Here are 5 attraction hacks that will instantly make you more desirable, even if you're ugly. I did a lot of thinking about this topic, and I started to ask myself, what are the key components needed in order to be instantly desirable when you jump into a group setting, even if you're unattractive? And as the native unattractive person here, I think I'm perfectly qualified to answer this question. Number 1, you need to pretend to be confident. Now, when I say pretend, I mean in the beginning. Nobody is born confident. Confidence is a muscle that you need to exercise. The more you exercise that muscle, the more confident you'll become. I remember when I was young, when I was a teenager, I wasn't that confident at all, but I would act confident. I would pretend to be confident. And with time, as the years go by, that confidence starts to really actually build to the point where now I'm delusionally confident. I promise you that if you're the person who's confident, people will automatically look to you for guidance and women will automatically fawn over you because you'll have the qualities that people are seeking in a leader. So try it. If you're not confident, if you're a shy person, start pretending to be confident. Create a character in your mind and play that character when you're out in the real world. I promise you, you will see a giant difference in how people treat you. Confidence is key. I know you've all heard this many, many times, and it's hard to believe. It sounds cliche, but confidence is key. And once you start becoming confident, you will see how people will gather around to listen to what you have to say. Number 2, don't try to impress anyone. Stop trying so hard. And I know that this almost sounds contradictory to what I just said previously in the last point, but it's not. You can be confident and you can also not try to impress anyone. Because the confidence isn't a confidence that's out here trying to get validation from the people around you. No, it's not that kind of confidence. I'm talking about be confident in yourself. And you can be confident in yourself without seeking validation. You can be confident in yourself without trying to impress the people around you. You need to have an abundance mindset when you're around a group of people. You need to not be afraid to chase them off. If you are too afraid that you're going to scare people off, people will sense that you're desperate and they will avoid you like the plague. You need to show people that you don't care. You're just being yourself. You're just chilling. You're just going with the flow. You're not desperate and you're willing to push back, especially when it comes to trying to date people. Most men, I've noticed, they don't push back. They meet a girl that's attractive and they let that girl step all over them. And then they wonder why they don't get the girl or why they don't get the girl long term. You need to push back. You need to be confident. You need to not try to impress anybody other than yourself. You need to not be afraid of walking away. That's where your true power comes in. The true power is being able to walk away. And people can sense that. When you have nothing to lose, you don't care, they can sense that. They say, yo, this guy is super confident. And why is he not bowing down to me? Whoa, he's pushing back? And I promise you that if you don't seek validation and you are just confident in yourself and you do not try to impress anybody, you do not kiss up to anybody, people will seek validation from you. I've experienced it myself. People will seek validation from you. They'll be confused. They'll say, oh, why is this guy not giving me the validation that I'm so used to getting for free? Now, the thing is that it's a little bit counterintuitive because, like I said, most people live in a scarcity mindset where they're afraid. They're afraid that they're going to push the other people away. And that's why they try so hard to impress the people around them. You need to fight that urge. And like I said, it's almost the same thing as confidence. It's a muscle. The more you don't give a fuck, the more the muscle will get stronger and stronger and stronger till you'll get to a point where you actually don't give a fuck. Trust me. Point number 3, you need to smile more. You need to laugh more. You need to joke around more. Stop trying to be the coolest person in the room. Stop trying to take yourself so serious. Just go with the flow. I've noticed that the most interesting people, the most popular people are always the people that just go with the flow. They're not trying too hard. They're confident and they're just going with the flow. And I promise you, even if you're chopped, even if you're ugly, if you do those three things, people will gravitate towards you. They'll be like, yo, this guy's a pretty good vibe. He's always laughing. He's always having fun. He's always joking around. Super confident. And I just feel like he's authentic. He's not even trying to impress me. And little by little, you'll see that you will be the person that other people orbit. You know, me in my personal life, I hardly ever text anybody. I hardly ever call anybody. People text and call me. Why? Because of the three things I just mentioned. I'm just going with the flow. I'm just being myself. I'm not trying to impress them. I'm not trying to be the coolest person in the room. I laugh. I joke around. I make myself the butt of the joke. It's all fun and games. I go with the flow. And I'm confident. Point number 4 is a doozy. You've got to have hobbies. You know, so many people don't have hobbies. How do you expect to be a well-rounded person if you have no hobbies? If you're not passionate about anything. If you're not passionate about anything, then you are obviously going to be obsessed with gathering validation from other people because you don't know who you are. You haven't spent enough time trying to figure out what you like, what your passions are. And also, you have nothing to talk about. You know, if you have a hobby and you meet some strangers, you can always just resort back to talking about your hobby. You can yap about your hobby for hours. I can talk about my hobbies for hours. I can walk up to somebody and start talking about streaming for hours. I can talk about photography for hours. I can talk about cars for hours. I can talk about a wide range of things, a wide range of hobbies that I've had in the past for hours. And that makes you a well-rounded, interesting person. And when you're a well-rounded, interesting person, that makes you desirable. And you know, this video is not even in the context of just dating. It's the context of just socializing in general. The more confident you are in yourself, the more well-rounded you are as a person, the more you're going to attract other people. Friends, relationships, business partners. Success is going to follow you because you're a successful person. You're not one-dimensional. So if you don't have a hobby, you're missing out on life. You need to find what you're passionate about. You need to go out, explore. You haven't done enough self-searching. Go out, explore the world. Go out, explore the world. Find out what you like to do, what your passions are, and then dig into those things and become an expert. Become a person who can talk to another person about what you care about and make it interesting, make it entertaining, and people will love that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I'm overcomplicating this, breaking it down. You know what I'm trying to talk about. You know what I'm trying to say. If you're an interesting person who has passions, people will always seek out those people to talk about different topics with. A person who can tell a story, a person who can put together a coherent narrative that's engaging, that person will always win. Always win. And number 5, the last point, be spontaneous. Live with no regrets. You know, if you're single and you see a girl and you want to talk to her, go talk to her. What's the worst that can happen? She rejects you. If you're trying to get a job at some company, email them. Message the recruiters. If you're trying to be an artist, go to your local art gallery and show them your art. Otherwise, you're going to live with regrets. So be spontaneous. Follow your passions. The truth is, all of these points go back to point number 1. Just be fucking confident and be yourself. You know? Being confident and being yourself goes a long way. It goes a long way. And it's a learned behavior. You know, it's not, let me correct myself. It's not a learned behavior. It's a forgotten behavior that you need to relearn. Because all kids are confident until they go to school and they get their ego stripped down. it's time for you to build your ego back up. It's time for you to build your ego back up. Learn who you are. Remember who you are. Remember how you felt when you were a kid and you didn't care what people thought. You just said whatever came to your mind. You really didn't care. You didn't care if you hurt their feelings. You didn't care if they liked you. Go back to that. I promise you, if you go back to that, there's going to be more people who like you than people who don't like you. And I know that sounds counterintuitive because most people are like, oh man, well, I don't want to offend anyone. You shouldn't care. I don't care. I offend people all the time. So I hope this helps somebody become their best person. And I promise you, if you put these 5 things into place in your life, you're going to be the most interesting, attractive person in the room. It doesn't matter what you look like. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure that you subscribe. I stream every single day, 6:30 p.m. And I'll catch y'all later.